I said that one of the first things I do in terms of executive order if I win will be to sign a strong, strong statement that will go out to the country, out to the world, that anybody killing a policeman, policewoman, police officer, anybody killing a police officer, death penalty. It's going to happen, okay? Can't go. We can't let this go. We can't let this go.
Donald Trump at a New Hampshire police event, talking tough there, and that tough talk appears to be resonating with Americans. His numbers are up in several recent polls. Former Texas governor, former presidential candidate Rick Perry, live now with us out of Austin. Governor, good to see you again, and welcome back here to America's Newsroom. You were an early critic of Donald Trump. I'll talk about Trump in a moment, but you sound like a cruise guy to me lately. Is that right?
Well, certainly I'm responding to what we're seeing out there in the national polls, and Ted has really surged, and you know, now we hear that Chris Christie's surging up in New Hampshire. So this is still a fluid process, and as we go forward and talk about the issues, that these candidates are going to have the opportunity to differentiate themselves with each other.
Are you ready to endorse someone, Governor?
No, that's, you know, we may not. I'm taking a look at this just like the American people are and distilling this down. I'd said early on that this was going to be a show me, don't tell me election. Right. It's turned out to be a tell me, don't show me election from my perspective so far.
We found this poll today, okay? I want to show it to you. Donald Trump's proposed ban on Muslims. A majority oppose it, 57%, but among Republican voters, they're pretty much split, 39 to 38. How do you explain what's going on with Donald Trump after your early days of criticism several months ago?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can explain that. You know, consistency is a really important thing of leadership from my perspective. In May, Mr. Trump said that people who needlessly provoke Muslims, we should be very cautious of them. That was just this last May, and then we had his statement about banning all Muslims from coming into this country. So I think Americans are going to sort through this and look for a candidate who is consistent and really give clear ways that we're going to keep this country safe. Obviously, we are in a war against Muslim terrorists across the globe, and we need to have a policy put in place, but just needlessly you know, I think inflaming rhetoric is not necessarily going to be constructive.
You know, it sounds like everybody's got a theory on this, and I appreciate you sharing yours. Rush Limbaugh has a theory. It goes to a higher power. Listen to what he said just yesterday.
The Republican establishment, within its base, the Republican establishment is in such a state of disfavor that there's not a single one of them there who has the moral authority or credibility to be believed when he or she criticizes Trump or anybody else. They have squandered that.
What do you think about that, Governor?
Well, I don't know who he's speaking about there. You know, I had 14 years worth of record of pushing back on Washington, D.C., whether it was a Republican administration or a Democrat administration. And I think that's what's being missed in this whole debate is the experience that is lacking of the individuals that are up talking. I mean, obviously, whoever we choose to be our nominee, and if that individual is elected President of the United States, they're going to have to reach out and bring in some extraordinary, experienced men and women to fill those cabinet positions so that this country truly has that depth of experience that we can take America forward, both economically and from a defense side.
Just quickly, I think Limbaugh's bigger point is that the American people are ticked off, and they want action, and the only person who seems to be channeling that is Trump. I'll give you the last word on that, Governor.
Well, there's a difference between talking and actually having action, and you know, you can talk all you want, but I go back to that consistency issue. You know, when he talked about that he's going to pass an executive order dealing with police officers, and the fact is, I'm for the death penalty for people who kill police officers. We have that in the state of Texas. But doing it with an executive order, that's exactly what we criticized Barack Obama for the last 7 years, is these executive orders. Let's get back to the Constitution, directing and saluting the Constitution of this country, and that 10th Amendment that says that that's the state's responsibilities, not Washington, D.C., and not some president working unilaterally.
Governor, thank you for your time. We'll speak again, all right? Rick Perry, live in Austin, Texas. Thank you, sir.